Page 314, A Course in Miracles, the Holy Instant and Laws of God. 1. It is impossible to use one relationship at the expense of another, and not to suffer guilt. And it is equally impossible to condemn part of a relationship and to find peace within it. Under the Holy Spirit's teaching, all relationships are seen as totally completed, and they do not conflict with each and another in any way. Perfect faith in each one, for its ability to satisfy you completely, arises only from perfect faith in yourself. And this you cannot have while guilt remains. And there will be guilt as long as you accept the possibility and cherish it, that you can make a brother into what he is not, because you would have him so. 2. You have so little faith in yourself because you are so unwilling to accept the fact that perfect love is in you, and so you seek it without, for what you cannot find without. I offer you my perfect faith in you, in place of all of your doubts. But forget not that my faith must be as perfect in all of your brothers as it is in you, or it would be a limited gift to you. In the holy instant, we share our faith in God's Son because we recognize together that He is wholly worthy of it. And in our appreciation of His worth, we cannot doubt His holiness, and so we love Him. 3. All separation vanishes as holiness is shared, for holiness is power, and by sharing it, it gains strength. If you seek for satisfaction in gratifying your needs as you perceive them, you must believe that strength comes from another, and what you gain, he would lose. Someone must always lose if you perceive yourself as weak. Yet there is another interpretation of relationships that transcends the concept of loss of power completely. 4. You do not find it difficult to believe that one another calls on God for love. Your call remains just as strong. Nor do you think that when God answers him, your hope of answer would be diminished. On the contrary, you are more inclined to regard his success as witness to the possibility of yours. That is because you recognize, however dimly, that God is an idea, and so your faith in him is strengthened by sharing. What you find difficult to accept is the fact that, like your Father, you are an idea, and like him, you can give yourself completely, wholly without loss, and only with gain. Herein lies peace, for there is no conflict. 5. In the world of scarcity, love has no meaning, and peace is impossible, for gain and loss are both being accepted, and so no one is aware that perfect love is in him. In the holy instant that you recognize the idea of love in you, and you unite this idea with the mind that thought it, you could not relinquish it. By holding it within itself, there is no loss. The holy instant thus becomes a lesson in how to hold all of your brothers in your mind, experiencing no loss, but only completion. From this it would follow that you can only give, and this is love, for this alone is natural under the laws of God. In the holy instant, the laws of God prevail, and only they have meaning. The laws of this world cease to hold any meaning at all. When the Son of God accepts the laws of God as what he gladly wills, it is impossible that he be bound or limited in any way. In the instant, he is as free as God would have him be. For the instant he refuses to be bound, he is not bound. 6. In the holy instant, nothing happens that has not always been. Only the veil that has been drawn across reality is lifted. And nothing has ever changed. Yet the awareness of changelessness comes as swiftly as the veil of time is pushed aside. No one who has yet experienced the lifting of the veil has felt himself drawn so irresistibly into the light behind it. Can you have faith in love without fear? Yet the Holy Spirit gives you this faith because he offers it to me, and I accept it. Fear not, the holy instant will be denied you, for I denied it not, and through me the Holy Spirit gives it unto you, as you will give it. Let no need of your perceived obscurities cloud this, for in the holy instant you will recognize the only need the sons of God share equally, and by this recognition you will join with me in offering what I needed. 7. It is through us that peace will come. Join me in the idea of peace, for in ideas mind can communicate. If you would give yourself as your Father gives his self, you will learn to understand selfhood, and therein is love's meaning understood. But remember that understanding is of the mind, and it is only of the mind. Knowledge is therefore of the mind, and its conditions are in the mind with it. If you were not an idea, and nothing but an idea, you could not be in full communication with all that ever was. Yet, as long as you prefer to be something else, or you would attempt to be nothing else, and something else altogether, you will not remember the language of communication which you know perfectly. 8. In the holy instant, God is remembered, and the language of communication with all of your brothers is remembered with him. For communication is remembered together as truth. There is no exclusion in the holy instance, because the past is gone, and with it goes the whole basis for any exclusion. Without its source, exclusion vanishes, and this permits your source and that of all of your brothers to replace it in your awareness. God and the power of God will take their rightful place in you, and you will experience the full communication of ideas with ideas. And your ability to do this, and through this ability, you will learn what must be, for you will begin to understand what your Creator is, and what His creation is along with Him. Mwah.